It just has to be football. But anyway, we finished, and just let's see what you say tonight, and all the teams that were, all the players that were after. Hey, how about that? Loads of them. Oh, Chris, still haven't had a reply about the holiday location until we set up for you, Frank. If it's not okay, listen, I'll get back to you on that. I promise you, I'll get back within 48 hours. Okay, I'm just waiting for some results, that's all. And Fat Man D, I can't see what he's saying there. Card, red penalty, Fat Man D. Hey, Fat Man. Fat Man D. Anyway, different week, same crap, more links and no signing, says you, sir. Leader was kid. Even if Frank and Reds, that's how I like that. Even if Frank and Reds, absolutely. And I'm not surprised. Saw it coming. No signings. Nothing surprises me anymore, Fat Man. Nothing. Nothing at all. And carries on by saying these owners only have ambitions for top four and filling their pockets with profit. They don't want trophies or success. They do want a little, top four is their priority because that's money. That's money for them. If Liverpool win anything, it's like we've all said, why didn't we invest on the pitch after we won things, and we didn't? So, you're right there. You're technically right. So they just want fourth place and, just carry on and just profit, whatever. So that's a good point, actually. I'm not bemoaning that. Absolutely not. And Youssef, once Salah and Virgil leave our club, we're in huge trouble. I haven't got faith in the staff getting it the right replacement. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, that's terrible when you do that and you can't sneeze. Sorry there, boys and girls. If there's any girls there, I'm sorry there, boys. Yeah, I think that's a good point, actually, Youssef. Once Salah and Virgil leave our club, we're in huge trouble. Yeah, totally agree. Sorry there, boys and girls. I'll have to blow me little nose or big nose, whatever you want to call it. God bless. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Well, the first few comments are brilliant. The first few comments, and we will talk about them because, as you said, we're in huge trouble because that's the spine. That's part of the spine. And if Allison left, deep trouble. Because where's the replacements coming from? And the Fat Man, Youssef, I agree, and Trent, I can all leaving for Ali. All leaving, and for Ali. Saudis are not giving up. You're right, the Saudis want them, don't they? And whatever, if it's big money, I'll guarantee that the owners will sell because they're in for profit, as you know. Everybody knows that. Even people who support the owners, they just think that they're in it for money. But, they would agree if big prices came in for any player, they'd sell. they would sell. And the fat man replies again, these owners don't care about the fans. Of course they don't. Because they would have invested on the pitch. They cared about the club and the fans. They just care about lots of profits. And I keep mentioning this. When I asked my daughter Francine, I said, get 3 tickets, one for yourself, one for myself, and one for Sophia, that's my granddaughter, 12. And I'll take her the next game, and that was against Crystal Palace. And when she inquired, she got back to me and said, Dad, they want £1,020 for each ticket. That'll cost me £3,060 to take her. And it's not like a big A match, is it? It's one of these B or C matches. Crystal Palace. B match. A B match. And think about that. £3,060. Needless to say, she said, you're not going to buy them, are you, Dad? I said, no way. No way. Even if Frank, hope you're okay and you had a good day, says Paul Taylor. It's the usual, Paul. That's a quiet day. Quiet day. Watch some good films, actually. You know, for the Saturday morning show on YouTube. You want to see what's on YouTube? It's incredible. I just watched a cracker there called The Elevator. It's really good. I'll let you know more about it on Saturday. It's a really good film. Yusuf, why does YouTube delete my comments sometimes? Yusuf, listen to me. I should have well more subscribers than I have. And I mean well more. And they just keep unsubscribing people. And it's not just me, you know, it's other things that I follow. And I don't mean football things that I follow. And they just say, you know, we're being unsubscribed. And they're blaming YouTube for it. I should have well more. I've been stuck on a certain amount of people for yonks. And people are saying I've been subscribing. It's the way it is. And it's shocking. Maybe they have too much football and politics. Thought about that. I get I go on other, you know, I go on political things, and I comment, and it doesn't show up. And I got hold of the moderator once, and I said, "Listen, why am I getting deleted? What's wrong with my comment?" And he said, "It's not us, it's YouTube." That's the way it is. And Yusuf is replying to the fat man, and he said, "Once Real Madrid come knocking for Trent, he's going." I've always said that, Yusuf. Always said that. And the fat man says, Ed Real are talking to Trent's agents. See, don't forget, when Jurgen left, you could see the disappointment in Trent. You could see it. You could see it. Because, don't forget, Jurgen nurtured Trent. He nurtured him right through his career to make him into a player that he is today. If you think about it, there's more to it than, you know, like Trent, leaving, if he does leave, there's more to it. There's more to him just saying, yeah, I think I'll go. Why? Why would he go? You see? And you've only got to look back at the last few months. And the departure of the second dad, you might as well say. A fella who brought him through everything. Think about it. Ian Mack. All right, Frank. All right, the Reds. That's Ian Mack. How you Ian? And Fat Man D it's me, Daryl, Frankie. Well, but why don't you put your name? You're so annoying. Daryl. Jeez. Liverpool FC vlogs. Hello, Frank. How's the tongue? Every time I try to text or whatever message, get this right up there. Kills me. It went away for about 6 weeks, and I was made up. Could message people, and when it's come back, the last few days, last week or whatever, it kills me. And Judge the Red. Even if, Frank, we need players in to take us to the next level. Example, Danny Olmo was improved midfield, but we'd have to move on. Oh, yeah, we'd have to move what? Yeah, of course, we'd have to move someone on. Of course. And Stay Evans, even Plums yourself. Carries on by saying, thank F. That nonsense masquerading as a footy tournament is over, and that team didn't win. All right, JK, you okay?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm good. Don't bring anyone on tonight.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you. No, you're right. What did you think? People, about? I'm going to ask JK there.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about the Ing getting beat?
It was like no Liverpool player, no win. That's how I see it. One Liverpool player wasn't involved. Okay, Trent got the penalty in the last games to win that, to get him through. But other than that, he weren't involved. And when I seen Luke Shaw and Trippier getting game time before him, that told me everything I need to know about like England and Liverpool. So that's why majority of Liverpool fans don't support England. It's mad.
Well, even with Trent playing, they still wouldn't support England. Liverpool, well, the majority of Liverpool.
Majority of them, yeah.
They don't give a toss about England because England's represent the establishment that we've been fighting for years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, if we get to a cup final, the national anthem's playing, they decry it, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
And, so they don't support England.
I've seen a video of some girls who were England fans say, I don't want to see no Liverpool fans in Berlin for the final. They don't deserve to be here with us and this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking, Liverpool fans don't want to support England. Chill out. You know what I mean?
Well, that's it, you see. That's that. There's a couple of Liverpool fans who are now, and they're great fans. Absolutely brilliant fans. They go home and away, they go everywhere. And they were disappointed, and that they got beat. And he called them greasy twats. I've got to say what he said. Spanish greasy twats. And I said, that's wrong. Why use language like that? And, you know, he got back to me good enough and said, I was drunk and I was upset. I said, well, I don't support England. And a lot of other lads had said, and a lot of your mates don't support them for the same reason. I told, because I just mentioned about cover-ups and everything else, the establishment, and these fans who come to Anfield and, you know, vile chants, and even at their own grounds, vile chants, and standing next to them, waving a Union Jack. Oh, sorry, I won't do. Anyway, I've never supported England. Paul Beck, good friend. Because even if Frank was again, we playing with the future of the club. We got lucky last year playing a game of chance. Really, we are Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, Paul.
Yeah.
Absolutely, mate. And Darryl, Frankie, my dad's asking me to the Betters game. I'm finally coming down to see you. Yeah, well, you know, let me know. Let me know. What's that? What's the Betters game?
It's a pre-season one.
Oh,
Probably.
is it? Oh, Real Betis. Are we playing them? Oh, okay. Okay. And I'll say, Frankie, Jason just messaged me. He's trying to get hold of you. Just told me to tell you. Okay. All right. Don't forget Jason's working. And YouTube plods are picked up on your negative algorithms, Frank. They don't like them. Yeah. Picked up on your negative algorithms.
What a word.
I just don't understand it though, JK.
Mm-hmm.
I've been stuck on those subscribers for yonks.
Mm-hmm.
No, I forget who I had on. Anyway, he said, and they were all saying, yeah, I've subscribed. That's only a couple of weeks ago. When I looked, it's the same thing, unless they were telling lies. But why should they tell lies that they've subscribed?
Mm-hmm.
Tell Madrid to right off, says Steve Evans, and that's about Trent.
Mm-hmm.
And the agents talking. Because even in guy says Ali the new all the way from Romania. And the vlogs. When we spoke about Dave Kirby before, or was it you? Yeah. Just thought, do you know if he's on Facebook? No, only his wife. He won't use Facebook. He goes on Twitter though. X. Dennis the Paparak. Now Dennis is all the way from Tampa. We've got a Montenegrin, we've got a Romanian, and we've now got an American. How about that? Howdy, Frank. Howdy.
Mm-hmm.
Howdy, Dennis. Howdy, Dennis. Copper's risen. Look at that cracking name there. I judge transfer windows when they are closed.
It's true.
It's true. Let me just go through these, JK, because I want to ask you, bear this in mind of what your thoughts are about the lack of anything, in the transfer window. And all you're seeing on social media is, oh, this player, that player, and all these stupid things saying, oh, look who we're interested in. So just bear that in mind when I go through these after I finish. Steve, you never walk alone. FSG out, bunch of vulture capitalists. Right. Well, that was the response. Evening, JK. Hope you're well, says Paul.
Evening, Paul.
And Steve, you never walk about. Frogate resigned 6 weeks too late. There you go. Frogate. Last time I was supported England was in the Euros '96. That's when Terry played sexy football. That's is that Terry Venables? Terry Venables, vegetables.
Yeah, Terry Venables.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, Terry Vegetables. Other fan bases never go to Liverpool, but they're quick to say scousers or scroungers and car thieves. They know nothing about the city or the people. And he calls them arseholes. Yes. Trent joins Madrid. He goes with my blessing this summer. Say Steve. Slot is a yes man. Perfect for FSG and Edwards. Says Darryl. John Henry pulls out of the Bordeaux deal. He can now spend that money on us, says Judge Red. Yes, but he won't. Make no mistake about that. I'll just go through a couple here. I'll just go through Youssef and Copperism. I don't like the fact we play Sevilla. I remember one time we played them and they were dirty and injured as some of our players, says Youssef. They've always been at our side. They've always been at our side. And Copperism. Tinted glasses, mate. They showed Euro '96 in full on ITV during COVID. The football was awful then too. I love it. I really love it. And Tony, FSG vulture capitalist, love it. Absolutely. And I don't know. So what you think? What you think, Jack? About what I just said about well, there's no really any activity.
Yeah. I think the January transfer window showed me what football's going into. Owners saving their money, not buying any players, maybe one. Not like the crazy years we've had in the Premier League where teams are paying like 100, 150 million per window, Chelsea spent loads of money in the last year or so. So for me, January, where no one bought no one, I just knew this summer coming, us getting a new manager, we ain't going to really be busy. I just had a funny feeling. But for me, I've always said we needed DM and centre-back. So for me, that don't change, even if Klopp's there or not, But it's about time, I think, fair enough. The Slot needs to beat the players, see what he's got to work with, blah, blah, blah. But for me, he should have done his homework last season, as soon as he knew he was going to get the job. He should be watching every Liverpool game of last season in his spare time. That's why I was a bit surprised. He was a manager of Feyenoord, so he might not have got time to do that. But for me, he should have been doing his homework all this time through the Euros. He had enough time there to find out who he's got, what he needs.
Yeah. Agree. And what you've got, you see, it's like what Copperism has said here. Trent Madrid rumours his agent to bump that money up LFC because they've offered him a new, as Steve says, why should Trent sign a new deal? FSG are offering him. Big up Frank says Cedric Lopez. Are you Cedric?
Yes, bro.
So I just don't know, I'm not expecting Liverpool to go out and sign 20 marquee signings. But I do know that we need two players. We don't need forward to keep repeating that. We do need a DM. I keep repeating that. Everybody knows that we want a DM. There are some podders who say we don't. Enzo's, I just shake my head at that.
I don't know what they're watching.
Yeah.
Come on. You could ask majority of Liverpool fans here, what do we need? I think everyone would say DM straight away. So it's common knowledge. We need a DM. It's like we would have won the league title last year if we had 2 DMs. If we had Endo and another guy, we would have won it. And I think as soon as Endo went missing, we went missing.
Yeah. Well, you've always said that, though, haven't you?
Yeah.
And Darrell says, I just don't get why Edwards and Ward and his mate are here. What are they doing? Where's the money? And Steve, you never says, our starting 11 needs a new centre-back, left-back, and defensive midfielder and a striker. What chance have we got to get in? JK, what chance? No, what Steve's saying, he needs a centre-back. That'll be a left-sided centre-back, a left-back. So, he's, to be honest, he's got no faith in Robertson. And a defensive midfielder and a striker. Out of, is there any chance that FSG, the owners, will buy those players?
Like for me, we've got 5 attackers. It looks like Diaz is staying. So I don't think there's going to be any business done for the attacking side of the team.
No.
Kwanzaa's come in, so that sort of might let them not really do anything. But we've got Kwanzaa, Kanate, Virgil, and say Gomez at centre back. Then playing Champions League as well next year. But I just don't believe that the owners are going to go spending big. But for me, as long as they sign a DM, I don't care what else they sign. Really, I'm at that point now with these guys. I always said Klopp would have won more if they sort of looked at the game the way us fans look at the game. That love of the club and stuff like that. They look at it with the love of financial gain. We look at it in the way of getting more trophies. That's what a real fan does. But I just feel that with the owners we've got, they're not really. If they didn't back Klopp, I can't see them backing Slot big time. Yeah.
Of course, and we've always said that on this channel. I remember going back to last January, and you and I and a couple of others were saying that we do need to sign someone to keep the season going. Especially with Mo going over to that, the AFCON, and Enzo going off to those Eurasian games. So that's what we were saying, and we didn't sign anybody. And Mo came back injured, as you know. And Enzo, but he came back and was, I'd say, flat-footed from what he was. So.
Yeah, but I think we're at that point with the owners where they've reached the top. Before they came in, where were we? We were under Rodgers. We weren't doing nothing. Klopp came in, and he got us to a final in the first year. Okay, we lost it to Seville, but they just knew he's going the right way, and then eventually he got us to be the best team in the world. That's what Jurgen Klopp did, with a £7 million deal for Andy Robertson down the pub deal, with them type of moves. And when you look at Man City, they spent over $250 million on their defence alone. So come on, man. I really like Pep. I think he's a top manager. If you work for him, he's going to get you to be a winner, no doubt. But people just don't look at the financial side of what Klopp worked with. Even Arteta. Arteta spends more than Klopp has. Even West Ham, Everton, over the years in Klopp's time, they overspent than us. So
a lot of them.
Yeah, we're at that phase now where they're sort of comfortable now. The owners, they're making their 600 million a year off shirts, games, this, that, and the other. So they're making that. Then they're thinking, you know what, with FFP and all this, and a new manager, not as big a name as Klopp, he won't need big names to come and play for us. They're going to sort of turn it down even more now. I just believe it's going to be pretty lackluster in the transfer market.
Well, I'll tell you what you said there about, they make 600 million a year. That is pure profit.
Yep.
Think about that. That's pure profit. It's incredible, that. Pure profit. So therefore, they haven't paid out for anything.
Yeah.
It's profit. Everything is profit. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm going to go through these because there's some very good comments. And Steve says, Arne assessed the squad before he signed for LFC. So you've got something there. The fat man says, Mark Gurry and Edison is all we need. Tony says, Wharton would transform our midfield. Bare minimum from FSG I would accept is a quality, that is a left back and a DM. That's what that's what Steve says. Youssef, we might be the only club in the Prem that hasn't done any business so far. And this is a good one here. And I want your comments on what's just been said and on this one. Seems like Arne hasn't quite the charisma of Klopp. Just hope he will be good. Good to see players back practicing. What's your take on that? Seems like Arne hasn't quite the charisma of Klopp.
Mm-hmm. I think, I just feel when you've been in the game a long time, you end up building that charisma. Some people are born with it as well. Like Jose Mourinho, he just looks like a guy who was born with that. But for me, I think if he won the Europa League, say with Feyenoord or something, and won like 2 or 3 league titles, he would have a bit more charisma and confidence coming into Liverpool. He's seen Klopp and thinking, I've got to keep up with that. And for me, he seems like a sound all right guy, you know what I mean? It's his dream to get a top job. It's like, it's got nothing to do with us fans, and that's his life. He's chosen to be a football coach. And when the Liverpool job pops up, it's the first time it's come up after 9 years, that job position. So he's going to take it, isn't he? So that's how I'm looking at it.
Well, I think we all have to look at it like that, to be honest. But then again, he's not allowed to buy players.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be done by the director of football and the football committee. Remember the football committee? We never done much with them, did we?
Mm-hmm.
You don't need more strikers. We need Nunez to bag 30 goals and Cozy from the left. I'd play Diaz on the right, Capcom. Darwin through the middle. Simple.
Yeah.
And so there's no Mo there. I'd play Mo somewhere. Judge Red, fat man. What about the legends, Saleh House? It's just answered it.
Yeah, Salah as the number 1 starter for our attack, no matter what. Yeah.
And Steve says, Frank JK, know who FSG are, and no, they have no ambitions to win trophies every season. We've discussed that loads of times, Steve. Because all you've got to look at is when we did win things, and I keep it's just a fine example of what I'm talking about and what other people are talking about lack of funds for the pitch, for that side, right? And it was 4 years that we didn't sign a midfielder when we were screaming out for it. We were screaming out for midfielders. And the last midfielder before this lot came in was Thiago, 4 years before. And that's a lack of ambition. That is lack of ambition. Because they must have said if you want, because he did say, Klopp did come out and finally say, you were right, I was wrong about midfielders coming in. Then we signed Mello the next day, the day the window was shut. And he must have been asking for midfielders. Give me the money, I'll need midfielders. And he must have been refusing all the time. You've got to look between the lines. You've got to look at the bigger picture. You've got to come up with your own conclusions. And if you don't, you just go along with the narrative. That's my opinion anyway. And Darryl, I love Mo, but if we won't sign a new deal, I'm just thinking of 100 million signing on bonus, then I wouldn't play him. No, you've got to play him, Darryl. Villa spent more than Klopp. There you go. Steve says, copper's risen. Man is contradicting himself, saying spend, but pointing at other clubs spending and doing nothing. There you go. But I just don't like rumours. I want our team to be in the process of signing a player, not like when you see these little headlines about players. Oh yeah, look at it. He said, we're looking at Edison. Oh yeah, and all this. Even Rodri. Liverpool must sign him because he doesn't want to play for Man City any longer. He'll cost 100 million. We've got no chance of getting Rodri. And as one of the lads said, I don't know who, I'm sorry, let's see who said it. Yeah, Cedric Lopez. He doesn't seem that, Slot hasn't the charisma. That means, what he's actually saying there is that Klopp has got the more pulling power. Who would you rather play for? Forget Liverpool, and you've got Arne Slot, and you've got Jurgen Klopp in one corner, and you're a top jolly footballer. Who would you go to? Who would you rather go to and play for? And it's Klopp.
Yeah.
It's Klopp. Yeah. And you can put not just Slot there, but you can put a number of managers, and that includes Pep, by the way. That includes Pep. For what he's done for Liverpool Football Club under restrictions, under purse restrictions, that is. He's done remarkably well. He's done absolutely wonderful. And question, what do FSG know about golf? They plummeted 2.5 billion into that. Why not our club? You've got no chance. See, golf is another American thing. Albeit it was invented in this country. It started off in Scotland. But that's what you get, you see. These are, they just think that, they always come out and say Liverpool is sustainable. So they don't need our help. They just take the profits, if you know what I mean. And they do neglect. I don't care what anyone says. They're in business meetings trying to get, the likes of Bordeaux. That seems to have fell through. But look at the golfing side. They're in meetings and no one thinks about Liverpool because Liverpool are just playing each week and they're either winning, drawing or getting beat. They're not interested. Not interested. And Yusuf says, he's answering Steve there. And I thought Villa had PSR issues, yeah. They did. They did, but they still spent more. The vlogs. We will be a sinking ship now, Frank, with all the changes from FSG. Going cheap, it will backfire and shoot themselves in the foot. Calm before the storm. Fans will be going mental. What do you think of that comment there?
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've been having this funny feeling ever since Klopp said he's leaving, and then when Edward and his entourage all popped back, I just had this weird feeling like I'm not connected to the club no more. Just this feeling I've had. I can't really explain what it is, but it's sort of similar to what a Liverpool FC vlogs is saying. It could go pear shaped, and thing is, they better be prepared for that. For me, I want to win every game as a Liverpool supporter. I want to win every game. I don't want Slot to fail, so he gets a sack and we get someone else. Why? He ain't doing nothing wrong to me. You know what I mean? It's the owners who put him in charge. I'd rather get rid of the owners before I get rid of Slot. To tell you the truth.
I think a lot of other people would as well.
Yeah.
But this is what we're going through now. We're going through a sort of scenario where people, they get, I don't know whether it's anger or frustration, or it could be both, that there's no activity, real activity in the market. And we do need play. We need two players at the most. But those two players, that DM, as I said, and even a left-sided centre back, if we get them, I don't know about. If we get them, it'll strengthen the team no end. It really will. But they've got to be top quality, because we have our midfield there, we have our forwards there, and if they stay fit, we're phenomenal. If they stay fit, and the defense, and there's like there's lots of people now saying about the left back position. What's your take on the left back position, JK?
I never really think about that position because I feel Robertson and Tsimikas together can do another season, and if needed be, Gomez. So and we even got Beck in there in the background, and good reports coming out from him. But for me, I'm not really worried about them positions. I'm worried about the DM position. I've been like that ever since. Even when we had Fabinho, I used to always think, I said, if this guy goes missing, injured, red card or whatever, who do we have to replace him? Rodri, for me, the best DM in the world. Like, what a player. As soon as he's missing from Man City, say for a month, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, they lose, maybe even draw a few games in that time. So that's how important a top DM is.
Yeah.
And this is why I was saying about Edwards last season when we were going for everything and we were on top of the league for a long time. I don't think they were actually watching the games, because for me, if you're watching football and you know so much about football, you will straight away realize, hey, I think these guys need a DM in January. He would have told the owners, hey, listen, if you want Klopp to win the league title before he leaves, give him a DM. They didn't do that. So for me, that's enough. Like, I just knew they're not good for us club.
No, I think obviously you're right. It's still one of those things, that it wrecks me mind. It really does. And I just don't like all these headlines and the phony headlines, the fake headlines about Liverpool and going after these players. They're just fake. And Liverpool don't come out and say anything, if you know what I mean. But they're the two positions I want. But I'm glad you mentioned Tsimikas as well, because I think Tsimikas is all right, I
He's
think
got a
he's
good
all
head on his
right.
shoulders. I think he's all right.
I do.
Yeah.
And,
But I'm starting Robertson. I'm starting Robertson out of him, Tsimikas or Gomez. I'll probably go in Robertson first.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But then again, I don't know about you, but I seen Robertson slowing down for the last couple of seasons.
Hmm.
You know, to what he was, full of energy and everything else, and he just make the odd run now and again. I just don't know. And he's 30 now, 31, whatever. But Samikas, I think if they swapped over, not play every game, if you know what I mean. They rotated,
Hmm.
play a few games and rotate and, give Robertson a rest. Yeah, unless they do go out and buy a top quality left back. That's just me, though. That's just me. Klopp is one of the most charismatic people in the history of the Premier League. Not a fair comparison, says the couple. And RTW. Hello, Frank and JK.
Hey there, bro. Hope you well.
I'd say. For they should be selling Samikas, Phillips, Williams, Ramsey, Gordon, Cavallo, Van der Beek. Get rid of the lot.
Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay playing for us now. I bet he's looking for everyone. Ramsey Gordon, actually. It's not Gordon Ramsay, it's Ramsey Gordon. It's his brother. Yeah, but it's a good list. It's a good list to sort of get rid of certain players. I think that's about right. If you wanted to sell players and get some new ones in.
Well, I'd keep Cavallo from there, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Get rid of Ramsey because he's injury prone, isn't he? He's
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd keep Cavallo. Van der Beek, yeah, we could get money for it. Phillips and Williams, yeah, well, they should have gone a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think Trabzonspor from Turkey, they put a £4 million bid in for Phillips. Like, we declined it. I think we won about 10, 15 or something.
Yeah.
So it looks like he will be leaving.
But
100%.
then again, if they don't come out with the, sorry there, boys and girls. If they don't come up with the, the fee, he'll be staying. Because that happened to them the last time. They wanted loads of money and they said, no, we're not paying that. So he ended up staying. Anyway. But Van der Beek, yeah. Colin Dykes, look Klopp's gone. Hang on. Klopp's gone. Not even Guardiola has the same charisma as Klopp. But it doesn't stop him from being the best coach in the game. We have to move on. Of course we do, Colin. This is what we're trying to do. But we have to move on with, look, if Klopp would have stayed, I would have still said we need two players. I would have said that, whether Klopp was here or not, right? And this goes for their Slot. We have a great little squad. That's a big squad. We have a great squad, but with two more additions, that squad, and I'm talking about top quality players coming in, additions, top quality. We have a great squad, but now we've got a new manager and a new system, and this is where it's going to be a transitional season. We're going into this transition again. And Klopp did it last season, and to finish third, I don't care what anyone, and win a trophy. It was incredible. It was absolutely incredible with an entirely new midfield, and they were only gelling. But now, next season, next month when we kick off, it's going to be a new different ball game. It really is. It really is because of the new system. But let's see how we fare. It could be a system that suits us. You know, I press him. This is what he wants us. But we've been doing that all the time anyway under Klopp. I press. It just but he's going to be a little bit different, isn't he? I don't know. I just don't know what to say about next season. I don't like to predict or whatever. As JK says, and we've said it all the time, we get behind the team. That's who we get behind. And we want them to win every game, every single game. But the only concern I've got is the new manager. How well is he going to cope in one of the most formidable leagues in the world, World Club Football? It's the hardest league in the world, and you've got top managers there. You've got top managers. How is he going to cope? Will he cope? It's no. I don't have wishful thinking. By the way, I've never had wishful thinking, but lots of fans live on wishful thinking. Oh yeah, we're going to be all right. We're going to be great. Instead of looking at it logically. There's only one manager who came to Liverpool and done remarkably well in one season, and that was Rafa Benitez when we won the Champions League. It was incredible what he did, and he has a terrible side. Great players, some great players, but those great players were carrying the other players, and he did it. When Jurgen came, as you said, JK, he got us to a final, albeit that we lost the final.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so even if Frank, our way mate, say Scott Williams, Scott, we're okay. We're a little frustrated, as you can tell. But we're not negative. We're not negative. That's the beauty of it. We're all positive. We just want the best for the Reds. And Steve says, FSG prefer to invest LFC money into the club's infrastructure than the squad. Improving the club's infrastructure increases the club's market value, increases FSG profit when they sell FSG out. The thing is, I was watching the drone, the lads do the drones, and we're still finishing off the ground. It's amazing. We're still finishing off the Annie Road stand. It still isn't complete. It's just absolutely ridiculous. The fat man. We can see they're tight. Wouldn't spend 20 million on Andre. What's on that? And the bonkers. Trent Alexander-Arnold is reportedly interested in the move to Real Madrid, says Sports Bild lead writer Christian Falk. Broke the news on social media. Falk claims Alexander-Arnold is interested in the move. What do you think about that?
I always say this. It can be like a friendship, whatever it is. If it's not real, don't be there. You know. So for me, if you don't want to play for the club no more, want to go to Madrid, ciao.
Yeah, no, I say it myself. I say it myself. Anyone who leaves for, and it doesn't have to be a foot. Really slipped up then. It doesn't have to be a footballer. Look at this Edwards. He walked out on Liverpool. Bye bye. And so did Ward, Julian Ward. He walked out on Liverpool. And the back. I was just, well, it's not it's the owners who brought them back. But if it had been me, if I was to be the boss and someone walked out on me, I would have just said, yeah, to that. Don't fucking come back. That's what I would have said. And that's me. But something else going on under there. The underbelly of it. And Fat Man, why do you think we want Frimpong? Because Trent wants out, join the dots. Yeah?
Possible.
Would you like to see Trent go? Be honest.
No. For me, best player when he's got the ball at his feet, probably one of the best in the league. Definitely in our team. When he's at the ball at his feet, the way he can just spray a ball and switch it from defense to attack, not a lot of people can do that. I feel England wasted him this tournament. Okay, they got to the final, this, that, and the other, but they didn't win that final. But for me, I just think he's a wasted talent sometimes.
Well, what does David Shakespeare say? Hiya, Frank. Do you think Nunez will get a ban from Liverpool or his national team? And would you be looking for a move forward? Well, no, if I was Liverpool Football Club, I wouldn't ban him. What for? It's got nothing to do with Liverpool Football Club. He never did it while he was playing for Liverpool. And then he went into save his, his family. That's what he went in for. I'd do the same. I'd do exactly the same. He's seen his family in distress, and he went up and helped them. What else did he? And a priest gave him a belt. A priest threw a punch. He must have done that first, though, then threw the tape.
Yeah, then gave it him.
It's just crazy, isn't it?
It's like we're going through a phase in football where it's just gone crazy.
Yeah.
Even in the Euros, there was loads of fights everywhere. That's not like trying to hide that. And in the Copa, a few times incidents happened. I always say this: fans one day gonna carry on doing so much that they'll end up putting fences back up.
Yeah.
Well, especially with them guys running on the pitch to get an autograph and a picture halfway through the fucking game. What's that all about? Come on, man. You know what I mean? I see that, fair enough if it's a kid doing it. You're like, you know what? Fair play to you. Whatever. But when I see adults doing it, I'm thinking, what an idiot. But I just feel that they're going to use that to make fence come back. So people can't run on the pitch no more. This, that, and the other.
Yeah, well, I seen the shenanigans by the England fans in Germany. LFC is the biggest asset in FSG portfolio, and I would not be surprised if FSG are taking loans out on LFC name to buy other sports.
Yep. I feel Liverpool have made them big. Without us, they'll still be big time in whatever they were doing, baseball and stuff. But I think Liverpool put them on the world map, And with the way, come on, bro, in this world, when you give someone 300 million and they turn that into 5 billion within 4 years, you're thinking, wow, this guy's a genius. And that genius was Klopp. Yeah, fair enough. They got Edwards and this, that, and the other getting the players in. But imagine that same guys. Look at Chelsea. They had big time players in there. because the manager was useless, all them players were wasted. So for me, Klopp made that 300 million to 5 billion value go up. Without Klopp, that wouldn't have happened.
But what you've got to look at as well, it's only what you said there about Edwards and the other fella, you know, bringing in the players. They negotiated, you know, the fees. It was Klopp who targeted them. And this is what people have to think about. They wasn't going out saying, oh, he's going to be great here, we'll get in there. It was Klopp and his backroom staff. Don't forget, we've got scouts. Now, the likes of Edwards or Ward, they weren't scouts. You've got to accept that. They weren't scouts. So the scouts went out. Have a look at him, Klopp. Have a look at him. Even the backroom staff. Have a look at him. Even Pep Lindsay. Have a look at this player. What are they like? See what they're like. Come back with the report. Then they gone to Edwards and said, listen, we want to buy in. Then it comes back and saying, well, you'll have to sell him, or, you know, whoever's the prized asset in Liverpool, the best player that you can get money for. And you've got the likes of Torres, Suarez, and Coutinho. That's where they got the most money from, especially the Coutinho. That's how we got Virgil, as you know. So, and Steve says, Arne's starting 11 is 4 signings away from winning the title. That is, he keeps going on. That is the centre-back, left-back, a DM, and striker. Keep saying that. Keep saying it. And, but JK says, the fat man, Spain were better when they took Rodri off the other night.
Yeah, because like I think they took the shackles off the team. Then they started attacking more. Then Rodri just keeps it safe and sound. You know, that's his job.
He'd be great. He'd be fun.
Oh, for Liverpool, he'd be one of the best players for us.
Yeah.
He'll keep everything in charge. You know.
Yeah. Let's see if you know, we can get him, which is out, because we're not going to pay 100 million. And Steve says, Robbo's been useless the last 2 seasons, and Semikas is not a good backup. Sell both. I prefer a new left back signed and make Gomez backup. That's what he says. That's a good point, though. You know, it's a good point, you know, especially about Joe Gomez. Make him the
sub left back.
Yeah, yeah. Good deal. Yeah, absolutely. A good backup. And we need a new first choice left back, says Dal. There you go. And the fat man says, Nori, please. Of Nori.
Nah, but for me, Nori, good attacking defender, defensively not great. Yeah, he's good at attacking. Yeah.
But at least, you know, the lads are saying, I'd like him or I'd like it. And this is what we need. And this is, as you know, this is our pods and what we think and what we ask and what they say. I think they're very good. Really good. Really good comments. Gordon to bring Fod on the pitch, says Ali Noose. Can you make that sentence out?
Yeah, he's meant to say Gordon Ramsay bringing food on the pitch.
Oh, Gordon, yeah. Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Sorry there, Ali. Yes. Yeah. Gordon Ramsay. Sub Mendy's price tag's gone up to £1 trillion after that goal. Incredible. Why ain't Edwards Hughes offering Van der Berg plus cash on top for Babayoko? Says Steve. And Darryl says Bellingham's being in Trent's here. He's his mate. He's his mate. And again, you've got to look that he loved Klopp, Jurgen Klopp, Trent Alexander-Arnold. He loved him. And he's gone. So you're going, he's thinking. He's just thinking. What do I do? Shall I stay? He knows that one day he'll become a Liverpool captain. But Real Madrid, if they come calling, think about it. Would you stay? Would you go? Klopp left because FSG did Klopp, yeah. Dirty on the Bellingham deal, yes, we all know that. Yeah. He left humiliated. Klopp was left humiliated because he was talking to his family. Shocking. He carries on by saying if Klopp's team had a killer striker up top last season, Klopp wins the title. Now that's different from what you've always said, JK. You're saying if he had a killer striker. But then again, you can't argue with that. Just imagine those goals that Darwin missed going in and winning games. Could be right, couldn't he?
Could be right. Him and got a striker who's banging 30 goals in a season, plus a top DM wins you titles and a centre back as well, you know?
Yeah. And it's a cracking comment. And I really do. I think it's a cracking comment. But you've always said about a DM. If we would have bought a DM, a top quality DM, we would have gone on and won it.
Yep.
And Ali Danush, I feel that we have many players on one position in the team and average ones. That's what he's saying. Not like other teams who have one top in the position and average to replace him. We have 2 to 3 top players and that's it. Ali, you're saying we have 2 to 3 top players. Who are your 3 to 2 top players? 2 to 3 top players. Who are they? Let's see if we agree. That's a good point, though. What he's saying. Slot's style of football going to be pleasing on the eye. That is attractive footy, but there are holes in the squad that other managers will take advantage of. I love our chatters, because they love the football. Oh, this came after. Can you bring him on? If he's there. Are you there? Has he gone? JK's gone. What's happened? Can you, JK, can you bring...
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. I'm sorry there, mate. I'm sorry. Sorry. I've missed out some. Ali says, I believe we need to go for a few top players this summer. We keep saying that we are Virgil, Salah, Ali. Virgil is 33, Salah is 32, and Ali is 32 soon. But goalkeepers, Ali, they can play till they're 40. They really can. They really can. And Salah, you've only got to look at him. He's one of the fittest players. Look, you've only got to look at Ronaldo. Like, he's nearly 40. And Salah's got another couple of good seasons in him. But if you're concerned there, but that's our spine. Why can't FSG keep our best players and match their ambitions for LFC to win trophies? Because we have to sell to buy. That's the model. That's the model, unfortunately. That's the model. And Tony says Trent has become a misfit. And there's K-Mac. You all right?
Yeah, good guys.
Yeah,
Can you hear us okay?
yeah.
Yeah, fine. Yeah,
Thanks for the link, JK, mate.
No worries. Yeah, I think, what I was saying about Trent, like, he's wasted the last few years of his career. Like, he was one of the best players in the world at one time. But the last 2 years, 3 years, other things probably off the pitch, probably messed his head up, this, that, and the other, Klopp leaving. So he hasn't been great the last 2 years, Trent.
What would you say to that, K-Mac?
I'm just waiting for my dog to stop barking.
Oh, right, okay.
That's why I went on mute. I think it's a weird one, but I actually feel that the inverted hasn't really helped Trent, if I'm honest, in the long run. Because can you imagine if the inverted hadn't happened and Trent would have played another 2 years as that world-class right back that was the best in the world? You know what I mean? That's another 2 years doing that job, like just banging in assists, just being so influential in the team, driving us forward, helping Salah, instead of getting in the way and mixing things up in midfield and being caught out at the back and breaking Konate's hamstrings and all that stuff. Killing Henderson and killing Dominic Szoboszlai. You know what I mean? It's like, has it really helped him in the long run? Because look what happened with England. Like, he ended up being a scapegoat. He ended up being an experiment. New managers come in. New manager might not have had to come in if Trent had stayed at right back. Klopp mightn't have left. You just don't know. It's thrown a lot of things in the club kind of in a spin because we had to do that. But we didn't have to keep on doing it. Like, we did it for 6 months and it got us where it got us. But then we bought a new midfield and we should have just gone, let's just revert back to what won us all our titles and cups.
Yep.
We carried on playing it. It was garbage.
But look where we finished.
Yeah.
I'm running a trophy as well, no matter how well it is. Like, would you agree with this, George?
We didn't play it all the time, though, did we? We didn't play inverted all the time. That's another thing. Like, the season just gone. We were kind of in and out. Like, sometimes we did, sometimes we didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why sometimes I don't mind Trent dropping into that midfield position.
Yeah.
It's pretty good in the game. But when he's saying at the start of the game, I'm going to do that, it's sort of, it don't just look
from
right.
the kickoff, when they're kicking the ball towards us, he just wanders into midfield and there's no right back.
Yeah.
Well, what you think of George Shetty says, hey lads, been away with work for a while. Glad to be back and seeing you there as sharp as ever, lads. On the Trent thing, if he goes, then fine. We have Bradley. He is better than people realise.
I think that's a bit much to put on. I think that's a bit much to put on Bradley. Like, he's not played 30 games for us yet.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit much.
I just feel that Bradley is good and he did fair play to the lad when he came in. So at least we know there's something there. So it's up to him now to reach a level where he can be a regular if Trent leaves. That's why for me, Frimpong, his name's been coming out in the last few days as well. So as Daryl was saying about maybe Trent's going and Frimpong's going to come in. But I just feel Frimpong, why wouldn't he want to stay at Leverkusen and do a Champions League run with them? So
can I give you my my spin on Frimpong. So
What?
think about it like this. Think about the Frimpong situation like this. Okay. So last season, Jurgen Klopp said he was leaving. Yeah. We then went after Xabi Alonso. So we're talking to Xabi Alonso, and we did for a while, by the way. Frimpong was his guy, on fire, literally. Like, he's also Dutch. We got a lot of Dutch players. It could have been a case of we're talking about Southgate, and the committee's like, can you bring Frimpong with you? He could have gone, yeah, I'll bring Frimpong with us. Like, he's a great player to bring over. That falls through. We obviously learn about the release clause. He could have been on the committee's list anyway. Just look at Frimpong as well. He scored 8 goals and 7 assists, not last season, the season before. And he's done 9 goals, and I think it's 7 assists again, or maybe 8 assists this season. So he's done the same again. So we've now got 2 years of data of him being a right back or right winger stroke, right midfielder that can play right down that side, who can score goals and create goals. He's high on our list. Like, he would have been way up on our list anyway. We know about this release clause. Xabi Alonso's staying. Xabi Alonso's going to Real Madrid next year. He's going to take Florian Wirtz. Like, we already know that because Perez has said that he's bringing Wirtz with him. Salah's in his last year. I think we bring Frimpong to replace Salah eventually. Because if you look at what Frimpong does, he does exactly what Slot wants from a winger. He's really fast, explosive, creates and scores. Doesn't score loads, but he scores enough. And he creates a lot of chances. And he can play anywhere on the right-hand side. So Trent stays, Bradley back up, Salah stays for another year, Frimpong back up. 33 million. That's a deal. Like, he's a really good player. And if you look at his numbers, I did this on my show today. I went on FB Ref and checked his numbers live. He's got a 38% shot conversion rate on goal for a right back. He had 50 shots last season. 21 were on target, and he scored 9 goals. The guy is a real threat.
But what about a couple of lads up here say, can I just go through some of these? But I want to get back, think about this. And a lot of lads, well, a few of them have been saying about Robbo. He's lost, he's been not that good for the last couple of seasons. So think about that, and I want you to reply to that, K-Mac, okay? Just while I go through some of these, Judge Red says, I thought Trent wanted to be captain of Liverpool, and that day is not far away with Virgil, 33. And Ali Noose says, I've heard that FSG want to buy Bordeaux. They bought a golf team for 2.5 billion, and they don't have money for the main thing. Where the money came from, come on, it's a joke. And that's Ali from Romania. No more American owners. It's football, not soccer. I really don't believe Robbo was bad. I believe Robbo many games was our best player. Sabikas, yes. I think he is not for us, says Ali Noose. So what do you think of, as I said about Robbo? And people are saying, he's not the same player as he was a couple of years ago.
So, I've told you what I think about Robbo already. Like, I don't think the inverted helped him one bit. So that's another player that suffered because he had to play in a position that he's never played before, which is kind of like a centre back, like where he came back into the back four more. and he got caught out a lot. Look, the thing about Robbo is when you have players, this is the same with Henderson, by the way, when you have players that their main ability, which keeps them as good as they are, is their athleticism. If that wanes, which Robbo's has, then what have you got? What else have you got? Because if that's the main asset that they provide, as in legs, strength, stamina, if that stops, then you've got nothing in a player, because he can't adapt to a new position. He can't change the way he plays, because his whole game is what he is strength, heart, pace, stamina. If that stops, then you've got nothing there. And I feel like that's been on the decline for a while. And he has this thing of doing bozo moments where he gets ahead of himself because he's so gung-ho as a player. So he gets caught out of position, or he gives the ball away, or he makes a tackle and misses, and then someone's in behind. And I feel like his end product's getting worse. I feel like he needs to stop shooting a goal because he can't score. I know he scored 2 goals last season, which was proper weird. But he has so many big chances that he misses. So I think he's replaceable. And I think he's replaceable in a Slot team, because I think Slot wants his left back and right back to be more who can tuck in more and can provide cover at the back when they go into that defensive mode, where he can come in and play as a centre back. Robbo can't do that. You can't teach someone who's been playing that way for 9 years to suddenly be that. And he's not been able to do it in the last 2 years in the inverted, which we've seen, and he can't play inverted himself. So I just think, maybe it's time to move him on. Let him get a decent move where he can get some decent pay for the next couple of years. But I don't think we're going to get much money for him. But he starts to get injuries as well. He starts to get injured as well, unfortunately. I know the shoulder injury was a complete freak thing, but then he got injuries after that. So he's 31 now, Robbo. And the Virgil van Dijk thing, I'm sorry, I'm not having that. Thiago Silva played till he was 39 at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Virgil van Dijk's the same man. He's the same type of guy. The thing with Virgil van Dijk is we just overplay him massively. He played more than any other player in Europe last season. That's a fact. He played more than any other player in Europe. European football, all the cup games. He played cup games that he didn't need to play in. He played European games that he didn't need to play in against dead rubber teams. He played all of his national team games, all of our Premier League games, and then went to the Euros and played all of those games. He played over 5,000 minutes. The guy doesn't just need a holiday. The guy just doesn't need a holiday. He needs a 6-month break.
But that's how important he is, though, isn't he, to Liverpool and to his national side.
But it's crazy that we put that much strain on a 33-year-old.
Exactly. But this is what we've been saying, K-Mac, JK and I. We need replacements for him to have a rest. For him to have a rest. We were talking about Robbo before. And, we were saying if we're keeping him on Samikas, they'd have to rotate them to give each other a rest. But if you bring in a proper left back, and I'm talking about a top quality one, problem solved. And a problem solved at their centre back as well. We need a left-sided centre back, and we have done for the last couple of seasons, but nothing happens 100%. There. We need a DM. We need a DM badly.
Well, and, we need a DM if we're going to play with a defensive midfielder. If we're not going to play with a defensive midfielder, then we don't need a DM. It's simple as that. You're picking a position that we might not actually use. And listening to Slot's convinced that he plays 4-3-3. Well, does he play 4-3-3 with 3 box-to-boxes, or does he play 4-3-3 with 2 pivots and 1 DM, or 2 pivots and a further forward? What's that 3 slot? Show me.
Exactly. So this is next season. We'll have to wait to see how the system is, the new system. And this is what I was saying before as well, K-Man. We're going to, no matter how, we're going to be in a transitional period again. We were last season with the new midfield coming in, and now with the new manager or coach, whatever whatever title he's got,
head coach.
Head coach. Well, it's a transitional period, and if he does bring their players in, again they have to gel. It depends on what kind of players he's bringing in and what kind of positions he wants. And again, there is something for you. You can tell, well, I just go out and make myself a bloody cup of tea. You and JK, someone mentioned about Nunez. Now, he said, do you think that Liverpool should, give him a ban or whatever? And the national team as well. What's your take on that, please? Okay, man.
Do you want to go first, JK?
I can do. Like for me, he wasn't. He's a Liverpool player who's playing for Uruguay. So for me, if he's going to get a ban, it should be an international one anyway. But the whole situation was just weird. Like what was going on in there? I've never ever seen that in a football match ever in my life, where players have gone and done that. The situation was like people were saying that his family members are there, so hence why he got involved. So for me, he hasn't done anything wrong. He was just protecting his loved ones. So I haven't really got no issues with the whole situation in that way. Why should he get a ban? He was protecting his family.
All right, mate.
What do you think?
Have you watched the highlights?
Yeah, I've seen it. That is some WWF.
He was out of control. He was literally.
He was wild.
He was wild.
He was wild.
Like, if I'm completely honest, like, I think he should get a year ban. I really do. Like, it's unforgivable. Like Eric Cantona I think he got a year ban when he flying kicked a supporter in the chest. Darwin Nunez had a fight, got punched in the head, punched a couple of other people, came out of the stand, went back into the stand. After that, had another fight, and then left the stand again, and then tried to throw a chair into the stand. Mate, I can't. I mean, if I love Nunez or not, and I think he's an amazing player, is irrelevant. And whether he plays for Liverpool or he plays for Manchester United or anyone, like, I just feel that can't do that. Like, you just can't do it, because say he threw the chair into the ground, into the stand. Say it hit a person in a wheelchair in the face. Like, he doesn't know where he's throwing the chair. He's literally in such a blind rage, and you can see it on the video.
Yeah.
That he was just throwing it like you know the way you see like the kid doesn't get his own way, so he throws all his toys in his room around.
Mm-hmm.
He was throwing the chair like that, like he was just in a blind rage. I don't think he's going to get away with it. I can't see it. Like, I can see him getting away with the bust up in the stadium, but then you left and then returned, and your family wasn't there when you went back in again. It's like you went back in for seconds. It was like you know what? I want a bit more. He went back in again, but then he came back out, and it was all kind of calm. Like, it was all kind of over with, and then he just picked up a chair and went to launch it, and the steward literally took it out of his hand as it was flying. And you're thinking, that leaves your hand and goes into the ground. You are done. Like, you are done. If that takes someone out who's like on the front row, because you get loads of disabled people that sit on the front row. If that takes out like someone in a wheelchair, or a disabled person, or a steward, or a woman or a child, you're done. Like, you are done. Like, I think you'll probably get sacked from the club, because that's just horrendous. It's horrendous if anyone does that. And I had this argument with 12th Man, like, because he was like talking about, like, you know, high emotions and his family were there and all this stuff. And I'm like, his family weren't there when he did that. Like, and that's the thing about it. I'm starting to get Suarez vibes about Nunez. I'm starting to get disciplinary Suarez vibes. Like, you can't control your emotions. Like, is Nunez going to start biting people next season? Because I'm really starting to get weird vibes about him. And I'm sat there thinking, do we need that? Like, does the new manager need that on his plate? Like, he's got enough on his plate trying to follow in Klopp's footsteps and taking over a club that Klopp's been a legend at. And, you know, and Nunez has been an absolute nightmare anyway, just as in trying to get him to work. Does he need a guy with a ban hanging over him and problems with his emotions and whether he can control himself? You've got Jose Mourinho sat there at Fenerbahce going, I want Nunez. Like, just ship him off to him. He can be his problem.
So you get rid of him?
Yeah, I would after this.
Well, Copper Elizabeth says, our fans need to wake up and realise we've wasted 2 years on Nunez, and now they want another year. And JK will disagree with you, because I want Nunez to stay. I really do.
Yeah.
Because, as I said, we don't need forwards. If Nunez stays, we don't need forwards. And if he goes, we're going to have to go out and get another forward.
I think that could help us, though, Frank. I think that could help us.
Okay. All right.
Because if you think about it like this, just think about it like this: we'll be forced to sign a forward, and that forward is eventually probably going to replace Salah.
Yeah.
So you've been pushed into a situation where you're actually replacing Salah a bit earlier. You know what I mean? So we'd be forced to go and get forward. What if that forward's Ivan Toney for 40 million? Like, you got 20 goals there straight off the bat. Like, you know the guy's clinical. Like, it's a cheap option, and he's a Liverpool fan, and he you know what you're getting with him. Like,
I understand, and it's frustrating, isn't it, really? You know, because you've got fans saying it's shut, you've got fans saying, you know, keep him. But that's all opinion. Like, this is what it's all about. Yeah,
I totally agree, mate. But watching what he did was it's just nuts. Like, you just can't do that. Like, what happens if, like, someone calls his mother a whore? Like what was it? Like Cantona did.
Yeah.
And flying kick someone in the ground that he's gone for a year. Like, the emotions in that guy are just crazy, and people know how to get under his skin now. Like,
well, it was like Maserati and Zidane, wasn't it? So, Zidane
like a charging ball.
What was him there? Unbelievable.
Who headbutted someone there?
Exactly. And he went down. Oh, it was incredible.
He went down. He didn't even hold his chest. He went down holding his face. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Materazzi wasn't even holding his chest. He was holding his head. And you're like, he headbutted you there, mate.
I remember Rivaldo. Someone blasted the ball. They got a corner. Brazil got a corner. and someone blasted the ball at us. It was, his shin, and he went down holding his face, and that's what footballers are like.
Yeah.
They just, little bangs on the head, they're rolling over, and or a kick on the leg, and they're up running everywhere. But I tell you what's been banned, hasn't it, which I'm made up with, and I hated it at the time. If someone went down and they started doing that, to the ref.
Yeah, I hate that. Yeah,
I hated
that. That was basically Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United. They just flood the team, and Manchester City. They just flood the team like this.
Bonkers says Ping Pong did say he wanted Liverpool. That's Ping Pong.
Ping Pong.
And Steve says, JK just agrees with me. We need a centre back and a DM. But it's Ali Noose. Now he's our Romanian friend, Big Red. And he says, Ali, Virgil, Trent and Salah, but they are still top players. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. And the cop risen. Hunt, Keegan, King Kenny, Rush, Fowler, Owen, Torres, Suarez. Those are strikers. Now, how have approved fans lowered the bar to Darwin and expect to win kings? That's an excellent point, though.
It's a
that
good
is
point.
An excellent point. It really is. I just want to. I'll have to go straight down. I'm sorry. A lad named Christian DeWitt. Frimpong would be a very shrewd signing. That's what he says. I don't know who Christian is actually.
He's on my channel.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I've got people on my channel on again.
There they are. And he comes out, sell Robbo and get Robbo from Fulham. Sell Robbo and get Robbo.
Do a swap. Do a swap. Robbo for Robbo.
And as he says, FSG, no problem. No problem, no ambition. Yeah, no ambition, FC. So, and the fat man says, Frimpong will be our first signing, mark my words. I don't know who the bloody hell's coming in. Mark Simons, we need Calafiori and Edison, and as he may, I can never say that bloody fella's name. Adiemi. And that is no more than 150 million. JK, would you go along with Mark says? With those three players?
Nope. Not for me. California, I like him. I like the look of him, but that's.
I'll have to go to K-Mac. K-Mac, are you still doing that? Are you still doing? No, don't say no. Are you still doing that?
Sorry, what?
Are you still doing that?
When is it again?
It's going to be next week, next Wednesday.
Yeah, just make sure you send me the link because I didn't get a link for this.
No,
Wednesday.
Absolutely. I'm going to do it. The lads are agreeing.
So Calafiore had a great Euros, looks a great player. Our committee have obviously looked into him. He had 2 really horrific injuries over the last couple of years. So that may be why we're probably not looking at him because of injuries. Edison, 100%. I think he's a great player. But I also think there's another good player who's similar to him in João Gomez, who plays for Wolves, who's got 2 years worth of Premier League experience behind him, same price.
Yeah.
Brazilian international as well. He's called the Bloodhound. That's his nickname.
Do you know what? You're right there because I think that's what we need. Players with Premiership experience.
I think so. I think that's what we're looking at as well, by the way. I think that's what we're looking at. He's also 2 years younger. João Gomez is 23. Edison's, I think, 25 now. Adeyemi, no way. No way. So Adeyemi went from RB Salzburg as this prodigy, and he's just not been able to cut the mustard in the Bundesliga in a top team. I think he scored like 6 goals in like 2 years, and he's had loads of injuries, and he's never been able to tie down his position. Like, I'd rather sign the other guy on the other side who plays for Holland, Marlon. I'd rather sign Marlon, but he's got injury issues as well. Like, the thing about it is, people keep on naming players who've got injury issues. We haven't got Jurgen Klopp anymore. We're not going to sign injury-prone players anymore. We're going to go right through their history and make sure that they're solid and they're not going to let us down. Because if you think about it in the long run, if we didn't have injury problems at Liverpool, we'd probably be sat with 3 titles and probably a couple of Champions Leagues. It's just a fact. Like, injuries have killed us all the time.
Well, why do you think that, though? Why do you think that, though? Why do you think so many injuries?
It's hard to explain, but like, I just don't think our fitness team have been the greatest, like, over the years. Like, we got that Chromamire guy in, and we just seem to get decimated every year. Like, I told you that hamstring stat, didn't I?
Yeah.
Where we had, I think it was 34 hamstrings in 1 year, and you normally get 12. That's like an average.
It's terrible.
That's bonkers. That's crazy.
Absolutely.
That's more than Arsenal. And Arsenal used to get savaged because of their football pitch. That was because of their football pitch. It was like carpet, innit? Their football pitch was like carpet.
Yeah. But it's you know, as you said, you know, treble the average, if you like, of these injuries, hamstring injuries. And the likes of Virgil, for example, he came back after a horrendous injury, horrendous that was. And look how strong he is. Even Mo Salah. Now, Mo got a terrible injury playing in the AFCONs, came back, and, you know, it took him a while to get fit. So, but these players are very, very strong, very strong. And you have the likes of Thiago, you only have to bump into him. But I know that he was playing a different type of football in the Premiership. And this is my concern about players. And that's why I said, you know, you were spot on about bringing in a seasoned Premiership player. And that's what we need, fellas who are used to it. So I totally agree with you, 100%. And your jogger does as well. He agrees with you.
Yeah, all the time. She does.
And Ali says Latin people like that. I know it as well. And I bet when he took the red card, that guy said something bad about him, his mother or his family for sure. That's what they do. And I love this name, Alexander de Las. Cracking name, that. Big up.
Big up.
Neil, I'm seeing him, Youngs. Hello, lads. Apparently, we are linked with Inacio. JK, Inacio.
He was going to come with Bellingham.
Say that again.
Yeah, he was going to come with Bellingham.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. That name's been linked with us for a while now. Yeah, not for me. Just doing the rounds, I think.
I think it was on the back of the manager. I think that was it mostly. He was heavily linked with the manager, like bringing the manager over with him. Like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure he's the guy. He's got £50 million release clause. I'm not sure if he's the guy. But he can play left and centre-back.
There's Alexander's a loss. Mbappe kissing badges now. That fella, he's
I don't even know whether he's going to be that good for Real Madrid, by the way. You're really going to see the real Mbappe. You're going to see the real Mbappe, by the way. Like, he could be pants in Real Madrid. He's playing against top-class players now.
Well, Ali says Ali's from Romania. He is a Romanian. He still lives there. He's not there. Frank, you know that is half Romanian. Will be the second Romanian guys on the channel. Well, there you go. And Calafiori says Alexander Calafiori got a 50% sell-on clause, so it's going to cost around 60 million.
Yeah.
And Mickey M. Hi lads, how about the Dewey, Edison, and Frimpong, and perhaps Tony? We've got no chance of buying them all. No chance.
That's 100%. That's 100% window for me. That's a naughty window.
It's wishful.
Look at that. Gahey was the best English player. Like, Gahey plays all across the back, by the way. Left back, right back, centre back. Yeah.
I like Edison.
Heavily linked with Gahey, by the way. Romano said it. Romano said it today. Heavily linked with Gahey.
Well, okay.
Could be the reason why we pulled out of the Lenny Yoro deal. Because we watched Gahey and went, hang on a minute. There's a 23-year-old proven Premier League player who's played like 80 games. You know, come from the Chelsea academy, really versatile. Had an unbelievable Euros when he was injured. Just come back from an injury. You don't know. Like, you also have to look at the defense now as well. Like, are we going to sign players that are like 6'4" now? You know, is that now something that maybe we're not looking at anymore? Because Gahey didn't lose any headers. Like,
no.
For me, 50, 60 million. I don't think you're going to get anyone better right now.
Well, there's what Mickey M said about this Tony lad. Now, one of the lads said before, if we had a proper striker, we would have won the league. What if Tony? What's your take on Tony? I would say, like we did sign Tony. Just saying this, I'm being hypothetical, and we signed him. How do you think he'd fit into Liverpool? Would he be any good?
Yeah,
he's a proper striker, isn't he?
Yeah, he's brilliant. I think he'd be great. He's a target man. Like, we've literally set up the system now for a target man, and Slot system's the same, by the way. Like Jimenez, the Mexican lad, target man. Is Nunez going to be a target man? I certainly don't want Nunez with his elbows.
That's it, isn't it? And I'll tell you
Tony's a Liverpool fan.
Yeah,
he's a Liverpool supporter. Like, get more Liverpool supporters to run through brick walls.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be his dream move. It would be his dream move. Like,
it's like that young Harvey Elliott. He runs through brick walls, and he's a red. Yeah. And he does run through brick walls, that lad.
Yeah.
And here's another thing for you, K-Man. Here's another thing.
Sorry, I've just read something in the chat.
Gapco, right? Gapco. And some lads were saying, "Oh yeah, play Gapco in the middle," and I think it's been proved that he's a left winger.
I think so.
I said that from the start.
I talked about this way before the Euros. I think every time he scored, I was like, "I'll be justified again."
Yeah, but the point is, we had to wait until the Euros. We had to wait. Play him on the left. The Euros proved. That's what I just said. The Euros proved where his best position is. Now I know Klopp, Big Yeg. He played so many players out of position. He played so many. McAllister as a number 6. You don't do that to McAllister.
Yeah.
The likes of Szoboszlai. Go ahead, JK.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, I love Klopp, don't get me wrong. But for me, he had 2 things I didn't like about it. It was, one was playing players in the wrong positions, and 2, getting players injured.
Yeah.
So that were the 2 minus points from Klopp's reign, you know. But definitely, I never understood, like, when we were kids playing football, if I had a right foot, I'm playing right wing, right back. You know, that was how it was. And I think football's gone into a world where you got guys who are right-footed playing on the left wing and left-footers playing on the right wing. So football's gone weird, you know. Yeah, you can experiment, don't get me wrong, but I've never been a big fan of inverted players playing on the wrong side of the pitch. Like Diaz, we started the show off today with someone saying Diaz should start on the right. And I've always seen Diaz playing on the right in certain games, and he's actually played better. So for me, I think it's about time players started playing the positions they're meant to play.
Okay. And Neil H got 2 little comments here. He says, we will have players playing in correct positions. Basically, the squad won't be getting mismanaged. And Mickey M, I like this comment because I agree with him here. A grade this season for Dan's. I like that Dan's. I really like Dan's. I really do. And, you know, you said there about being, you know, Scouser. He's a Scouser as well. I think he'd be fantastic. I really do. Oh, yeah, IBR Stella. Big up Frank and K-Mac. And Neil H. Looks like Enzo Fernandez is out of Chelsea, lads.
What? Is he being sold? Where's he going?
Probably trying to get their money back, aren't they?
Well, let me have a look.
FSG propaganda still selling FSG fan base that Mbappe's joining. Oh, blimey, Mbappe. Why is he coming? Big up the
You know him
Scousers.
and Bellingham. Yeah.
BW, big up the Scousers. Fan from London. Oh, yeah, fan from London. The Scousers.
Oh, okay. So Chelsea squad are very angry at Enzo Fernandez after footage emerges of Argentina squad singing racist and discriminatory song. It's Argentina. They are a bit.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
But what about Edwards? This Steve saying Edwards and Hughes to offer
France
Palace.
have lodged a complaint against him, by the way, against them. France have lodged the France Football Association have lodged a complaint against Argentina for what they did.
Why?
Right.
For the racial chants.
Yeah, the song was about Mbappe, where he's from, blah, 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 you know.
The racist fan base. Always been it.
Yeah.
Do you ever remember that footage? And it was on the Underground in Paris. It was on the Metro. And there was a young black lad. And, you know, he just finished work. And he was trying to get on the train. And they wouldn't let him on. And they was shouting horrible, names.
Yeah.
The lad was a Parisian. So they've always been like that.
Yeah.
They've always been like that. You know, a racist fan base. So I'm glad they've been called out, in other words. I really am. I really am. And Ali says, Gapco have the profile for but he can't do that position, centre forward. He is a left winger. Gapco was cooking in Euros. I wonder what Jürgen and Pep are thinking now.
We should have made him on the left.
I don't think Jurgen cares. He's probably drunk on holiday.
Yeah, Klopp's enjoying his life now.
He's at every concert as well. Like, did you see the? Have you seen the video? Have you seen the photo of Jurgen with Yamal's dad?
No.
Yeah.
No.
It all went viral. Like they were like, "Oh my God, Liverpool! Klopp's tapping up Yamal for Liverpool early on, like while he's not the manager anymore."
Yeah,
But
you know what I mean?
it wouldn't surprise me if he was talking to players, you know. And, you know, he could be saying as well to them, if anyone ever comes into it under Liverpool, go to Liverpool. Because you've got the most fantastic fan base.
To be honest, Frank, I don't want him to do that in case he gets us in trouble again.
Yeah, true enough. Yeah, toxic Tash. Diaz should start on the transfer list. I know. I want.
Can I tell you something interesting on Diaz? By the way, that Jumbo, the reporter from the Athletic, mentioned nobody's bidded for Diaz. No one's interested in him. Yeah, no one's interested in him. He's been available. Yeah. No one's made a bid or an inquiry about him.
The price is going to scare him away anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't really help us, that does it? Like, it doesn't show a lot either that like he's a commodity that we're going to be able to sell. Like, so
yeah, but he's one of the players of the tournament, wasn't he? For Colombia.
No, I thought James was the player of the tournament for them.
Yeah, he's good. And Rodriguez, the guy in the midfield, their DM, scored a goal as well.
Yeah. Richard Rios.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah,
he was good. Yeah, but yeah, Diaz wasn't that good, was he? Like, he scored a penalty, didn't he? I don't think he did much else, did he?
I didn't really watch any of Colombia's games. I watched a few Uruguay games because of Darwin and that.
I'm going to have a look, actually. It's intrigued me now. I'll have a look, see whether he actually scored any goals.
Well, what do you think of that Ugarte anyway?
I
don't like his fighting.
He got some fighting in.
You see the fighting, it's like, what the hell? Like pat a cake.
Even when Darwin was fighting, he looked funny when you know.
Yeah, Darwin was like haymakers. Darwin was like haymakers, and Garthay was doing pat a cake.
Yeah, pat a cakes, yeah, man.
Funny.
Playing football's fighting stances.
Yeah, I mean he's a nutter on the pitch, but yeah, that was hilarious.
Shamrock Rovers
got rated a 5 in the final, by the way. Diaz, just thought I'd let you know. He got a 5 on SofaScore. It's not great.
Well, Diaz over Gakpo any day of the week for me, says TW. See how diverse and different opinions differentiate between each other, and it's good. And IB Stella says Ugarte is soft.
Soft.
I like him myself.
I don't deny it.
Diaz was bang average at the Copa. Same old.
He scored 3 goals, by the way. He scored 3 goals. And let me just see how many penalties he got. He scored 1 penalty and 2 goals. He played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He played 8 games. 8 games, 3 goals. That's not bad.
Was there any assists in that as well?
Yeah, he got 1 assist. 1 assist in the Bolivia game. An assist and a goal from open play. He got man of the match in the Bolivia game.
Yeah.
They got red cards in pretty much every game as well, by the way, Colombia. It's just violence, isn't it? Isn't Copa America just violent?
And Steve says, Becca moving to Saudi, rumours ain't going away. Nothing from FSG to say he's not the same. You never do until a big fat check comes to say, can't be having.
So Fabrizio Romano, I thought I'd just let you know, because this is like just happened. Fabrizio Romano has said that Manchester City's goalkeeper Ederson is currently off after the Premier League club rejected a 30 million bid from Saudi Arabia. So he's not going to Saudi Arabia now. So that is interesting, because Ederson deal is off. So they're looking for another goalkeeper now.
Well, there you go.
I know. And
as IBR says, I think Alisson is far more likely to be sold if he can't sell Diaz. So again, it's everything, isn't it? You know, the fans differentiate from what they say. They do differentiate, which is a good thing. It's healthy. You know, if we say one thing, people disagree, and we disagree with them. So it's like this. You lads worried about no new deals for Virgil, Trent, Salah, not announced. Yeah, I am. I'm being honest, I am. We sell Alisson, Becker and Kelleher. We would need George Diaz, goalie from the Euros. He was awesome. The best goalkeeper in the Euros, in my opinion, was Oblak. And remember when I remember it was up to Oblak. It was between Oblak and Alisson who we bought. And I said at the time, I don't mind either of them. I really don't mind either of them, because that Oblak's brilliant. And I still say that. But you know, Ali's the best in the world.
So I've got another update on the Ederson thing as well, by the way. So Manchester City wanted 60 million for him. Al Nassr offered 30 million. It's been rejected. Al Nassr won't offer any more. So they've moved to the Brazilian goalkeeper from Atlético Paranaense or something like that in Brazil, called Bento, who's the third choice Brazilian goalkeeper behind Ederson and Ali. So they're already in talks with Bento now. So they'll probably sign him, which means that Alisson won't be going. Okay.
Thank God.
That's from Fabrizio Romano just now.
I'm glad of that, because, as I said, these owners of ours, if a big fat thing came in, they'd sell, no matter who it is.
There's been no bids for Keller as well, by the way. Like, nobody's interested in Keller either. So everybody sat there saying, we've got all these amazing players. Nobody wants them. Like, nobody's gone for Diaz. Nobody's gone for Keller. Like, so people are living in cloud cuckoo land that think that, like, that everyone's going to sign Nunez if we put him up for sale. Our players aren't that desirable. They really aren't. Like, they really aren't that desirable. Like, nobody's coming for Gomez. Gomez has said that he wants to leave. Like, Robbo's probably available if you want him. No one's gone for him. Saudi Arabia haven't put any more bids in for Salah. Like, our players aren't that desirable. Everyone seems to think that we have, like, the most incredible players on earth. We just don't. Like, otherwise, Barcelona and Real Madrid and Bayern Munich and everyone would be trying to get them off us. No bids. No bids for anybody.
Okay, suppose that we're going to sell. Let's grab someone off the team. 2 players. One is Diaz. Don't say a price yet. Say like Diaz is going and Trent is going. How much would they be worth?
Trent's got 1 year left on his contract. I reckon we'd be lucky to get 70 million for him. Seriously, got 1 year left on his contract. They could just drive that down. We could ask for 100, but I can't see it happening. And Diaz,
Yeah, Real Madrid,
I'd be lucky to get 45 million for Diaz. Seriously.
Yeah, Real Madrid loved doing that last year contract type of signing.
Yeah.
That's how they do it. So it's right in their ball game to go and get Trent. 1 year left, bang. Yeah.
They are the best in the world at doing it.
Yeah.
Like they are. Real Madrid have got so many of their players by waiting on 1 year, tapping them up, so-called tapping them
getting
up.
them. Yeah.
Or just literally saying, we want him, and then he'll go, oh my God, Real Madrid, I'll wait. Just talk about Michael Owen and Steve McManaman. Like, Real Madrid have done us before.
I think it's any player in the world.
Oh yeah.
If Real just look at him, just say you want to play for us, they'd say yeah, no matter who it is.
100%.
No
You'd be
matter
mad
who
not
it is.
to. Has anyone ever turned them down? That's the
I
question.
don't think they haven't.
Has anyone ever turned Real Madrid down?
I think the nearest team was Mbappe, when everybody expected them to sign for them, and then all of a sudden he never went. That's a couple of years ago when we were trying to sign Shumani.
Did Gerrard turn him down? Someone's just wrote Gerrard. Did Gerrard turn Real Madrid down?
Yeah, I even talks at Tash says if I'm Trent, I'd go to Madrid, and he's right. And Steve says Diaz value is 40 mil, Trent 60 mil, or swap, swap Trent for Rodrigo. That's a good.
I'm all over the Rodrigo thing.
That's a good shout out, in my opinion. And I'm
my worry,
Gerrard came in.
No. Who's turned down Real Madrid?
Oh yeah.
I mean, turned down Chelsea. Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Zidane literally asked for Gerrard twice to sign for them. Wow, I didn't know that. He's just wrote it in the chat. Sorry.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Madrid. Okay, so Real Madrid are going to get Lenny Yoro. Yeah. So they're going to get him. He's got 1 year left on his contract. Manchester United have offered like 50 million for him and agreed terms, and he's like, I'm waiting for Real Madrid. So they'll probably get him for like 35 million, even though they want 50, but they will. And they've also asked Alonso Davies to wait another year, so they can get him on a free. Like, how do we not know that they haven't asked Virgil van Dijk and they haven't asked Trent?
Yeah.
Would you wait another year?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing we can do about it. Player power.
No. But as Antico said, Zidane literally asked Gerrard twice to sign for them. But I remember Zidane saying at the time when Steven Gerrard was at his peak, he said he's the finest midfielder of his generation. I always remember that. So obviously I believe that he must have gone in for him, for Real, and he's refused it.
He must have been quite old when he asked, because when Zidane was at Real Madrid,
he's been manager twice, He's been manager twice.
Yeah. He went back to save them and won again. That was after was that after Benitez or was that after Jose left?
Yeah. Well, Marino wanted Gerrard at Madrid.
Okay.
And as Steve says, Gerrard turned down Madrid twice.
Looks like he's the only player that's turned down Madrid.
In the
I
world.
love him even more. I love him even more.
And Guardiola asked him to sign for Barca as well after we slapped Barca at Anfield. Why would Guardiola ask him to sign for Barca? I don't know. And Fat Man says, I banned myself from transfer news. All a load of bollocks anyway. But he keeps going on about them all the time, every day. He should have banned myself. No, you haven't, Tal. No, you haven't. But anyway, you know, and as that Steve Lad says, Madrid getting Euro Davis Trent on the cheap. Can't see that. I really can't.
Did it with Camavinga, did it with Mendy, did it with Mbappe, did it with Valverde, did it with Alba, did it with Rudiger. Like literally all their players they got on freeze or cheap. They got Camavinga for like, I think it was like 16 million. He was worth 50 plus million easy. They got Camavinga, they got Valverde for about 8 million. They got Alba on a free. They got Rudiger on a free. They got Mbappe on a free. Honestly, I think they got Toni Kroos for about 12 million as well, by the way, because he went down to 1 year on his contract. Like they're just ruthless, absolutely ruthless. And if it works, it works.
It does work, of course it works. So, listen, I'm having a pod on Thursday, usual time.
I mean.
Well, you definitely, because you said last Thursday that you
it's the conspiracy one, isn't it? It's the conspiracy one, isn't it?
No, that's not the conspiracy.
When are we doing that?
This is just a football pod. This is a week tomorrow night is the thing that we talk about.
Let me just send me the link and I'll join. Okay,
of course,
both of them.
Of course, I will. And hopefully, you can make an appearance on Thursday to shout at us all again. Can you ask your lads who's come onto the show, to subscribe, because my subscriptions are there. They've never bloody well moved.
Yeah.
And I'm
let me put your link in my chat. 2 seconds. So mine have gone back up again, which is good, because mine were decreasing as well. Let me put your link in the chat. 2 seconds. Where is it? Live. Okay, let me share that. Copy. Let me put that in there. Okay, if you're from my channel and you're on this now, if you can use that link there to subscribe to Frank's channel, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you're on Frank's channel, I'm here. If you can subscribe to me, and I'm going to put my link in there now.
But why does YouTube take subscriptions off? They take them off, for some reason. It's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, Twitter is the same. Twitter's been doing that since day one as well.
Yeah.
Some weirdos out there.
Well, I hardly go on Twitter. I really hardly. Very rare that I go on that. Instagram, I hardly go on that either. To be honest, it's just like, and I hardly go on YouTube, which I use, not YouTube, Facebook, which I use. So it's that sort of scenario with me.
if you've got a channel on Twitter, you should definitely go live on Twitter as well, because you get loads of people tuning in
Yeah,
from Twitter.
we have done. We have done.
Yeah.
And Jason got hold of
Jamie
me.
does.
But
That's
they
what
want
Jamie
money.
does.
But they were wanting money off us.
Oh, okay. Because Jamie does
money.
that through his Twitter, and he gets like 100 like people concurrent viewers on Twitter.
Yeah, we do.
And it's like,
We do.
come over. It's like, come over to the main channel.
But they're watching. They're watching. That's why we're coming off YouTube, because they want, not YouTube. I'm sorry, X, Twitter, because they want money off us.
Oh,
And I
okay.
think
I am not on Twitter, so I don't know.
because I don't ask for money on I don't need it, to be honest. But if you look at X or whatever it's called, Twitter, now they've said, well, this is Jason because he produces this, and he said they want money off us now. So tell you the people on there to go on either Facebook or YouTube itself for the show. But next Wednesday, a week tomorrow, I'll be having that. It'll be good, It'll be good. Okay, Mark.
So, I mean, it's going to be even better now after what happened recently.
Exactly.
With that attempted assassination.
Yeah.
It was.
But, some people are saying that it was staged. That's
No way.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous
No
to
way.
come out and say that.
Have you seen the bullet? Have you seen the picture of the bullet, like flying through the air?
Yeah, just missed him.
Yeah, he
I
also
know
got
he
shot.
can't,
He got shot in the chest, by the way. He had a bulletproof jacket on.
Yeah. But it was going. That's what I mean. It was going to his head, and he just turned his head and clipped his ear. And for him to be,
do you know why he turns his head?
Go on.
Because he's using this new. It's really weird, honestly. Like the whole thing is just it's like divine intervention, mate. It's really odd. So he introduced this new thing, which is called the jumbo. It's called the jumbo. The jumbo reader, and it's basically it's basically so he can look at statistics and stuff, because what he's been doing, he's been getting his things mixed up and he's been lying a lot by saying numbers and things which don't quite add up. So he's always getting fact checked. So it's called the jumbo copter or something, which is in front of him, and it's a massive screen, and it basically gives him loads of statistics so he can say, yeah, we did this, blah 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 blah. And that's what he did. He turned to look at the screen. If he hadn't turned to look at the screen, he'd hit him in the temple. In the temple.
Well, that's what I mean about, this young kid, but he was trained, he reckoned he was trained now, shooters. And this kid, 20-year-old, he would have been the greatest sniper of all time, if it was staged, that is, to clip him on the ear.
Yeah.
500 yards away.
He's the worst sniper of all time.
Exactly.
To miss a target that close.
Exactly. No, he is. But you know what I mean. This is to get rid of the stupid theory that it was all staged.
Have you seen the videos of like people like in the crowd literally stood there going, "Who's that guy there?" Like to the policeman. Like, there's a guy there. The cop was like,
"But that should have been covered. That should have."
Have you also looked at the RNC? Have you also looked at the RNC event? Have you seen how tall his agents are now? They're all 6'2" plus.
Yeah, but have you seen?
He's purged a lot. He's purged a lot.
But have you seen the?
Well, the one who was the one who couldn't get a gun in a pocket.
Yeah, couldn't even see that.
Have you seen the other one where she's ducking behind him?
Yeah.
Like she's using him as a protection.
She's
supposed to protect him.
It's so funny. But next week it'll be for any of the people on there.
Mate, there'll be loads on my channel that'll go. There's loads on my channel that'll be there.
And this one as well. I think it'll be great because as Ali New says, it's been planned. No, he's being facetious there. And Tony says, clearly deep state. And the fat man says, Hillary Clinton was the gunman. This will be great next week. This will be absolutely
there's some things about that might go back to here as well, I've heard.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
It's an interesting one. Yeah, they got the kids. The kid went to a school. Sorry, the kid's dad. I'll talk about it on the show next week.
I think it'll be great. I think it'll be great next week.
The kid's dad is a behavioural therapist.
Go away.
And his kid was crackers.
Go away.
You're not really doing a good job there, are you, mate?
Take care now. Well, it'll be great next week, hey, Mark. And,
he was also on a BlackRock advert 6 months ago. That kid, by the way, have you heard of that one?
Yeah, look, and there's a good one from Ludovic M. I'm from the US, and it's astonishing how much other countries are involved in US politics. You know,
it's also astonishing how much you're involved in other countries.
Other people's politics. To be honest, Ludovic, you know, your foreign policy, American foreign policy, you know, not yours there personally, is the worst of any country, the worst. And they're backing up one of the most corrupt countries on the planet. The most corrupt. And they're corrupt, and he's not even a leader. He's a puppet. But we'll talk about that.
The guy got the job because he played a good actor at playing the president of Ukraine in a TV show. So they went, who should we get to be the president of Ukraine? I know, we'll get the actor who played him.
Did you know what?
Honestly.
Did you know what his forte was while he was acting on there?
I know. Yeah, I know about that. Yeah,
disgusting, that, isn't it?
You should probably look into what he did in New York. He was a rent boy in New York.
Go away.
Oh yeah. Look into that.
Do you know what I wanted? How he's got this little English thing. You know, speaking English, speaking big English with a little bit of American accent.
Yeah, he was a with politicians in New York.
You're joking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, look into that.
But the Azovs, they said.
Did you see it when Biden introduced him as President Trump, as President Putin?
Brilliant.
You can't make it up, can you?
No. And Trump as his vice president.
Yeah, I mean, you can't make it up, can you?
No, you can't. And so we'll be talking about that. And IBR Stella. Zelensky wife just bought a 5 million Bugatti.
See, mate, loads of people on my channel come over to conspiracy show when we do it. Was it next Wednesday, the Wednesday after?
Wednesday, week tomorrow.
I'll put it up on my channel so people know. And definitely get involved in that.
Oh, that'll be fantastic.
And ask questions. Ask us questions because we definitely want to answer them.
Yeah.
Like, any questions you've got, I'll probably know something about it.
Of course, so we'll do it.
You can go as far back to the 16th century with me, honestly.
This is it, you see. And as Antico says, K-Mac, Diana, Lennon, one for you. Diana, obviously the conspiracy against and Lennon. Well, we all know that President Nixon, he wanted Lennon out the way because of the Vietnam War. He wanted him well.
He was a dissident. But also, have you ever heard about Lennon talking about black goo?
Go on, say that again.
about the black goo that was found in Antarctica, off the islands of Antarctica?
No.
Lennon talks about that, but Lennon also talks about the Illuminati. Like,
Oh,
he
the
was all
Illuminati.
talking about, he was talking about that for a long time. But you also have to look at Lennon's wife as well. Like, it can't be easy to let that continue. Just like Diana, it can't be easy to let her relationship to continue with the people that they were involved in, especially with Lennon. It's like in the 1980s with a Japanese communist, basically. Like, she was what she was. Like, so.
Well, yeah, there's a couple of comments here. First of all, Nick again. In most countries, it's hard to find people wanting to represent a party. So the ones being left to do it perhaps always aren't the ones we ourselves will prepare. Of course, that's a very good point. And what did Lennon sing about exactly, says Antico? K-Mac, when and where is the conspiracy chat? It's on the show. It's on the show. Steve says, K-Mac, don't answer this. We will answer that next week. He did 9/11. And opinion on smart dust. K-Mac opinion on
we'll cover that. We can cover that next week as well.
Absolutely. He sets up
we can cover that next week as well.
See, it's but what we'd be talking about is what's happening in Gaza and what's happening in Ukraine and all the covert stuff, because I've always said for a couple of years now that the biggest washing machine in the whole of the world is Ukraine, and we'll explain why it's a washing machine.
It's also the meat grinder.
And as Nicky M says, much to solve next week. Do you know what? I put on a comment on someone's thing, and they read it out. You know, a channel. And I'm talking about a political thing. I said the worst technology is meat grinder. And it is. Think about it. The meat grinder.
Horrible.
It's a horrible terminology.
It's horrible.
That's it, you know. So we'll be. I love this. Food banks everywhere in England. 12 million over to Ukraine. Mad. It's a lot more than 12 million. It's a lot more. We're spending £3 billion a year, while there's 4.5 million kids below the poverty line in this country. It's shocking.
Oh God, Ludovic. We'll answer that next week, mate.
Well, you're
all day on that.
Listen, we'll be doing that. We'll be doing Ukraine, and we'll be doing like the Princess Di and the John Lennon. Well, are they mazes? I'm talking about.
You can do the John Lennon. You can do the John Lennon. I can talk about Paul McCartney if you want.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Be a good thing. It's Paul McCartney dead. But anyway, we've got to leave it now.
Yeah.
And thanks, K-Mac. Hopefully you'll come on Thursday.
Will do, mate. Will do. I'll see you later, okay? Big up everyone in the chat. And if you haven't liked them, subscribe, please do to Frank's. And vice versa. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, K-Mac. JK, sorry, mate. See you on Thursday. Sorry, went off on a tangent.
That sound.
Is that okay?
That
I'd love you to come on. I'd love you there to come on next week, you know, if you want, and to start talking about, because it really needs. It really needs to be said, because there's people in this country who haven't they haven't a clue what's going on, unfortunately.
I think the whole human race don't have a clue what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Starmer taking our soldiers to war with Russia, says Steve. Cheers, guys, says Tony. IBR,
Best, bro.
excellent show, guys. Thank you. And
Take care. Take care, Paul. And also Brian in the chat from 12th Man. Hope you're well, bro.
Where's he?
He was there. He's in the chat. I would ask him to come
I've
on.
not seen him. I didn't see him. Brian Morrissey.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
left.
see him. Honest to God, I didn't see him. Mainstream media control the sheep, of course they do. I thought you were going to say Nord Stream blowing up. The second one. And Paul Turner, take care, JK. That's lovely.
Take care, bro.
Listen, I'll finish now. Thank you, JK. See you Thursday, hopefully.
You're welcome, bro.
We'll just talk football. Okay.
That sound.
Thank you, JK. See you, mate. Thank you. I don't know where I am or where we are.